All right, hey guys, how's it going? Today we're gonna be checking out my single target and AoE loadout for Earth DPS. I do pretty well with it, with the both of them. I usually get top DPS in most of the raids, and yeah, let's just take a look at it. First, I'll start with my gear. I got full elite gear, except for the chest piece because I just didn't feel like getting it. I max CR. I use Supercharge Envelop. Escalating Might is obviously a must. And Empowered Channeling. I think those are the big ones. You could pretty much just go with whatever else you like. For my artifacts, at least for the AoE loadout, I got Strategist card, Transformation card, and Source Shard. Um, Source Shard is my Source Shard at least is very low rank. As you can see, I just started using it and inputting it into my AoE loadout. I've gotten I like to think, some pretty good results. Um, you don't really need a lot of the bonuses from the later ranks. You don't need the 2 pets or the 3 pets to be impacted by God Wave Strength. The only thing that might come in handy would obviously be the chance to refresh. So if you have that, awesome. It's not needed. You don't need to have this artifact super leveled up. I know a lot of people don't have it. It's mainly used with like sorcery power or players, but yeah, I like it. You'll see how it works within the loadout. My might is 172, 441. My allies for the AoE loadout are Shazam, because he's the highest damaging AoE attack of all the allies. I got Batman and Cyborg for power. And I think I have exactly 250 skill points, and this is how my skill tree is allocated. I don't have anything in flight, and I don't have anything in weapons. You really don't need it. It doesn't matter. I'm brawling, but yeah, all right, let's check out the loadout. So a good portion of this loadout is pretty basic for Earth DPS. Like, it hasn't changed over the last couple years, but it's Tectonic Break, Unstoppable, Jackhammer, God Wave Strength, which is probably the most unique part about this loadout, and Crystal Golem. And for the Supercharge, I'm running Entomb. You could totally run Neo Venom Boost if you like. I like Entomb. I'm fairly certain it's the highest damaging super in the game. So yeah, I like using it. Yeah, so basically, if you don't already know, if you're new to Earth, you're going to be clipping Tectonic Break and Unstoppable together. Unstoppable cancels out the animation Tectonic Break, but you still get the damage and stuff. And you also get the crushed effect from Unstoppable that works well with Tectonic Break and Jackhammer. Now, right after you clip these two together, you have Jackhammer, which obviously if you tap melee, it goes forever, like so. At least until you run out of power. All right. God Wave Strength, 200% for 5 seconds to our pets. And if you don't know, that's what's coming from our Source Shard artifact. So this ability won't be in the base Earth abilities, I guess. It's from the Source Shard. And then Crystal Golem. Yep. And yeah, I'm going to show you the rotation here. It's going to start with the first 2 abilities, and then Jackhammer, and then God Wave Strength once the first 2 abilities come off refresh. You obviously don't have to do in that order. That's just how I like doing it. And yeah, I got 10-second parser set on the bottom left. Let's see how it does. Alrighty. Well, let's take a look at the numbers here. It's pretty consistently in the high 1.9 to 2.1 range. It's honestly really consistently in that range, which is cool. I think that's pretty good numbers. I think that's what most people are getting. Obviously, you'd be getting higher numbers with better artifacts. Mine are only at 160 and 82, but I think that's pretty good results. This AoE loadout does wonders for me. Now, obviously, if you don't have Source Shard, or you don't want Source Shard, if you have Quizlet, or if you just have Solar Amp for that extra might like I used to do, totally cool. You could use Debris Field and place a God Wave Strength. Alternatively, if you're super speed, you could use Whirling Dervish. I'm not super speed. So, yeah. That's pretty good. I like to think it puts out really good numbers. And now for the single target loadout. So for this, it's the same artifacts, pretty much, except I put in Solar Amplifier, which is 160 like the rest of them. More appropriately leveled artifact. Skill point allocation is all the same. For this one, I'm running Amplified Heat Vision, Upheaval, Sandblast, Debris Field, Robot Sidekick, and obviously Entomb. This is a pretty basic single target loadout for Earth. A lot of people run this single target loadout. It's pretty much the best one you could possibly have for the most part. Debris Field, you could put in whatever you like really for that. I know some people like to run 2 supercharges. They'll put that in instead. Totally cool. It's whatever your preference. I like Debris Field because it crushes enemies, and for Upheaval, crushed enemies take additional damage. So you're getting a little bit more damage. I'm not entirely sure how much. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to start with Debris Field, go into Amplified Heat Vision, then you can do Upheaval, tap melee twice, but on the second melee, you're going to want to clip it with Sandblast. You go back, do the second, clip it with Heat Vision. That's how it's done, pretty much. All right, let's check out the numbers. Alright, I think that gets the point across. So, obviously single target for Earth isn't the strongest in the world. It's not like your gadgets or whatever has strong single target nowadays, but it does pretty decent. You can see I dipped over into the million right there, but for the most part it stayed between the high, like 880,000, I think that number is, to like 926,000, occasionally dipping over into the million. It does good damage, not as good as the melee loadout, obviously, but it does enough. Like, so with these two loadouts, I'm always topping the leaderboards for the most part. Obviously, I don't play a whole lot of elite content, so I'm sure I get my ass kicked by some gadgets precision player out there, but I like to think it does some pretty good damage. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of it. Let me know if you got any use out of it. I'd love to hear some feedback, and that's about it. Take care, guys.